Okay, so let's look at the structure of a narrative genre. Okay, this is the typical structure that you're going to see when working in a narrative genre. And some of these words you may be familiar with, some of you may not. But this is the classical elements of a narrative genre. So the abstract is a summary of the story that is to come. So it might be something like, ugh, you're not going to believe what happened at work today. Okay, that's the abstract summary. Then the orientation would be something like, well, this morning when we were sitting in my office, my boss and I were looking at a project on my computer. Okay, so I've just told you the characters, the time, the physical setting, and where it's happening. The complicating action is the crazy thing that happened. Well, we opened up my computer and all of a sudden this dirty picture popped up on my computer, and we started fighting about it because my boss, I don't know, said something. Okay, so that's the complicating action, and usually in the complicating action, that's when the climax happens in a story, although some stories don't have that, okay? Some do, some don't. And then there's usually a resolution. Well, after 20 minutes of fighting, we realized that there was some sort of virus going around the entire campus, and that's what happened. A coda, then, is a summary of the experience. So what I've learned is never have a meeting. That's the moral. So that's what happened with me. A summary would be something like, that's what happened yesterday when I was with my boss. The moral might be, so I've learned never to open my computer while my boss is in my office. I should always do it beforehand. Or you could do something like connection to a current setting or a larger topic, and in that case I might say something like, well, my point was that technology can be dangerous. Okay, and then the other thing that you might commonly see in a narrative structure is evaluation, and what that is they're mostly evaluative comments that the speaker makes about what's going on. They're almost like asides. So evaluative comments are almost how the speaker feels about what's happening, but it's not actually describing what was happening. So if I say, oh, I opened my computer and, oh my gosh, I was sweating, I was so nervous, I wasn't sure what was going to happen. Okay, that's an evaluative comment. So it's not the complicating action itself, it's how I feel about the action. Okay, and that's narrative structure of narrative genre. And remember, again, this is a classical structure. This is typically how it goes, but it doesn't mean that's how it's always going to go. Speakers will play around with the order of genres.